Hi.
All right, I gotta do my intro.
I'll do mine next if you want me to.
That's fine. Yeah, advertise your channel. All right, let me do my intro.
All right. I'll do mine next if you want me to. Feedback.
Ah, crap, I got feedback, don't I?
Yep.
Sorry about that.
You don't have to apologize to me.
I'm apologizing to everybody. Okay, now I gotta stop the thing. Right. Okay, there we go. Hi.
Hi.
So, yeah, sorry I look like crap. I woke up and saw what was going on and had to get myself together. So, hello, everybody in the chat, and thank you for joining my live feed for today. I am Crystal, and if you want to know more about my channel, well, just read the description and check out my other videos. If you like it, subscribe, and let's get on with today's video. I have a special guest with me. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Jesse the Jackhammer, professional wrestler, professional actor, Family Radio TV.
And if you guys like to, go check out his channel and definitely subscribe.
We will be having a 500 subscriber party. We're planning that because we hit 500 subscribers 4 times already. So we do want to say, hey, thank you for all your support and everything. We appreciate it. It really means a lot.
Okay, so today's video, as you saw the title, it is about the Vegas shooting. And I want to, funny Kathleen, I want to address the topic because I've noticed a lot more lately this year, and I'm pretty sure it's going to happen more often in the upcoming years. There has been a lot of shootings. There's been shootings at schools. There's been shootings just on the streets, and it's very heartbreaking and sad. And I feel like we need to get it out there. We need to talk about it and let people know that if you see somebody that's acting weird, it makes you uncomfortable, you know, to be safe and sorry, even if it's nothing, call the darn cops and say, hey, there's a suspicious guy or woman. They have a gun. They're acting weird, you know, and don't let it be known that you're calling the police on this person, because if they are up to something, they're wanting to, you know, go out for a shooting or something, you don't want to be putting yourself out there and have a big giant target on your back.
Nope.
So always, you know, try to keep it low key on a download when you're making calls and stuff like that, because it is dangerous. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that if they see you doing it, they don't care about you. They don't care about your life. They're just gonna straight up, boom, and shoot you. So we don't want that happening to you. So, but it's always good to play safe than sorry, like I said, even if it's nothing. But
my thing is, what was going through this guy's head? Why did he determine to do this?
Mm-hmm.
What was the deal?
Yep. Some people, you know, I don't know anything about this person, the shooter, but I don't care if you live in the United States, if you live in Canada, if you live in Iraq or anywhere like that. You come to the U.S. and you just start a mass shooting, you're a terrorist. Whether you live in the U.S. or not, to me, you're a terrorist. You're harming people on our land, and we don't want that. You know, if you feel like harming somebody, honestly, just go get help. You know, and if you feel like help's not going to help you, then you don't know until you try.
Right.
But according to the news, because I woke up, I heard like a weird beeping sound, okay, and it woke me up. And I went to go make my son a bottle, and I was like, okay, my power went off, then it came back on. It was really weird. And then I checked my phone, and I get a bunch of notifications from Facebook and emails from the news, like different types of news about the shooting in Vegas. And I'm like, what? Are you serious? Like, what in the hell? So I immediately was like, oh no, what's going on? So I had to check it out a little bit because I couldn't sleep now. And when I read it, my heart broke. And it was during a concert, and it just broke my heart. You know, so I was like, what's wrong with people? Like, is this person actually mentally sick in the head to do that? Is there like a chemical that's unbalanced in his brain to cause him to do this? Or is he just plain insane? I don't know.
Well, the conversation was on the news this morning was, what connection did he have? Who did he have connection with? Who provided the weapons? Especially the weapons he had this morning or last night, actually. Who provided those kind of weapons? Because those kind of weapons are not supposed to be in civilians' hands.
Yep, it's real sad too, because not only are there shootings happening in Vegas, but they're happening, you know, everywhere else. You know, shootings in like Colorado, California. As far as I know, jinx, knock on wood, wherever there's freaking wood. So far, I haven't heard anything here in Ohio. And it scares me because I have kids that go to school, and I kind of want to homeschool them because it terrifies me so much to send my kids to these public schools.
Mm.
And anything could happen to them. I might not see my babies again, and that terrifies me. And
right.
Good Lord, if anything happens to my kids, you know, they're going to have to face me and my family.
Right. But like I said, this guy was 60-something years old. I don't know if he had a good life or bad life, if this was over a marriage issue that he took it out on the community, or if he lost his job, he took it out on the community. But he had the most dangerous guns in the community of all. Why and how did you get it? That's the questions that people are asking today.
Yeah. Now, do you know if he was like in the military and possibly got the gun from being in the military? Did he know somebody?
No information was released yet. I'm going to look up on Google.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking on New York Times, and they're saying so far there's been 50 kills and over 200 people have been shot. I have not read the full story. I'm scared to. I will be watching the 12 o'clock news for Channel 7. That's from my phone. Holy crap. I was like, what is that? But, I mean, they have released a video.
Do you know what kind of gun that is?
No.
Okay. Do you know the guns that you had to feed the bullets through, and you stand behind them? You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
That's what kind of gun it is.
So that's so sad. That's so sad. Like, and Kathleen and family, she brought up a good point. You know, what if the shooter was on drugs, like the one who shot up the school, the elementary school? We don't know. Have they even caught the shooter yet?
Yes, the shooter's been caught.
Yeah, and he was the only shooter?
As far as we know.
Okay. But I watched this video that I found, I found on Facebook, and it was a little over a minute long, and it was basically, you can hear the gunshots. You can hear people getting hit with the bullets, and you can hear people say, run, 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 and other people's like, no, stay down, stay down. I'm like, I'd be running. You run in zigzags, make it harder for you to get hit. If you stay there, laying on the ground, covering your head, they can still shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that the shooter has been caught. And I feel really bad for these family members and the people that lost their life and got hurt. You know, yes, Julie, it is awful. It's really, really sad. You know, there's a lot of hate and terrorism in the world, along with racism. And everybody wants to blame Trump. I know I hate political talk, but a lot of people blame Trump. Honestly, I don't blame Trump at all. I blame the people for going through with what they thought of. You know, the shooting, the murders, the racism. You know, you think about it and then you act on it instead of just stopping and seriously think about it and saying, well, should I do it? Should I not do it? Should I do it? Should I not? They just think about it and then they do it. You know, sometimes they don't even think about it. They just do it.
Yeah.
And I blame those people because you don't know what kind of life these crazy people have had. You know, you don't know how they were raised. We don't know if they were on drugs, if they had such a good life and they're just spoiled little brats and nothing entertains them, so they go crazy to do something like this because they think it's funny and they think it's entertainment, but it's not. It's not. And honestly, all of the people like that, I think we should just find out. I know it's just a thought, and y'all are probably thinking, you're crazy for thinking this. Well, honestly, we should find a way on how to tell who's, you know, going to cause terrorism and who is racist, and get all these people, gather them up, get them on a plane, ship them over to an island, and have them drop out of this island off the airplane, whatever, and get them on this island and let them all just have their own little fun with each other. You know, whether they want to kill each other. That's Dominic. Sorry, y'all. But, you know, just let them all have their little party and do whatever they plan to do with each other. As long as they're not hurting and killing the innocents here, you know, in the U.S. or anywhere else, they can do as they please on themselves and with whomever on this island, because they're all crazy. They're all needing the help. You know?
I agree. But, you know, I like I said before in your broadcast when I gave you the asked you the questions, I follow serial killer videos and I watch them on YouTube, but my terminology is asking what really was running through this guy's head, what was going on in his life, why the way he acted out to harm 50 people or more, to injure 200 people and kill 50 people or more.
Exactly. And I think they're still counting, and you know, they're going to be looking into this for a little bit, and I hope they don't look into it as long as they did, or the other people have done, you know, with the other types of shootings. I hope they can figure this one out rather quickly so, you know, families can mourn the loss that they've had and put these deceased members and friends to rest, and they get their time to mourn, you know, instead of dragging this out and showing it all the time and having this memory constantly replay over and over and over in their head of this nightmare. You know, nobody deserves to go through stuff like that. Nobody. I don't care if you're an enemy of mine. I don't wish this upon my enemy. It's sad. It's heartbreaking. I don't wish nothing like this to happen to anybody.
No. Because when Good Morning America did a story on it, it was, you know, it was Good Morning America. They was trying to talk to a couple that actually was in the VIP tent, and they said you can hear the bullets ricocheting off the tent.
That's scary. That's very scary because, you know, all of us, I know eventually on God's terms, when he sees fit, is ready, he's basically going to end society. You know, he's going to come back for all of his innocent children, you know, and we all will have to face his father to see if we get in heaven. Right. You know, and Christians, we're not perfect. We sin every day. That's what teaches us. That's, you know, God died for our sins on that cross. And whatever sin we commit, you know, we had to ask for forgiveness because he died for our sins. And that's what Christians do. We sin every day. You know, it depends on multiple sins or not. And if we ask for forgiveness of our sins or not. I know Layla's barking. We got tree trimmers out back from DP&L, and my dad's dog's barking. Right. But I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. And you know, it says in the Bible that, you know, a lot of horrible things basically is going to happen in the end of time, and we are getting close to that end of time. We are in that end of time. It's a matter of when God says, "Okay, enough is enough. I'm going after my innocent children and I'm bringing them home." You know, I'm ready, but is everybody else ready? I know I'm going to heaven.
Right. And we try to work our way that way sometimes. You know, sometimes we fall back, but we keep doing what we do to do the right things. We'll make that way.
Yep. I mean, you don't have to go to church every day to be a Christian. You don't have to read your Bible every day to be a Christian. You know, as long as you're doing what is right, you're not committing sin, and you're following the laws of the land, because in the Bible it does state that you have to follow the laws of the land.
So there is a update here. I'm reading that there is 406 people hurt.
So it went up then.
Yes.
That's really sad. Yes, Julie, I agree. It makes me want to keep my kids and my family inside. You know, I wish I had like an underground bunker, you know, turn into a nice house. I would keep my family in there. Yeah. And we would never leave unless we desperately like had to, you know, but it's just, we can't live our life in fear, though. We just can't. I mean, I have PTSD. I have anxiety. And my anxiety is getting worse with the amount of crimes and shootings and stuff like this and terrorism that's happening. My anxiety goes up higher, you know, and I freak out. I panic a lot. And I cry myself to sleep just about almost every night because I fear for my kids.
Right.
You know? So, but I can't live every day like that. I can't let this win, you know, my little war with it. I have to defeat it. I don't want to let it defeat me. So I just try to ignore it. I pray about it. And then I live my life to the fullest because, you know, like I say at the end of my videos, life is seriously short. We don't know when we're going to go. We go walk out the front door and there's somebody doing a drive-by shooting and they mistaken my house as somebody else's, and I could get shot and I could die right there. You don't know.
Been done before. It's been very done before. And people get shot by somebody else that they thought they lived there.
I mean, it happens a lot in Dayton, you know, and I live about 20 minutes from Dayton, especially East Dayton, and there's drive-bys always happening, you know, and it's sad, it's scary. That stuff could possibly work its way to where I'm at, and I don't want that. I don't want it here, but I can't stop it. The only thing I can do is try to be safe, try to be careful, teach my kids, you know, how to be safe and careful, and not to talk to complete strangers unless it's somebody mommy and daddy knows or grandpa knows and so forth. But I mean, I really, really do hope and I do pray for these family and the friends who lost a loved one, who are injured. I pray that they have a fast and safe healing. And, you know, you can never get over something so tragic like this. You know, I lost my cousin a few years ago, and nobody knows why. But from what I have been told by his family, and I'm not going to put what family member it is out there, but from what I have been told, somebody at his work gave him a drug that was pill form and said it was an Excedrin or something to help with his headache. He took it and he worked fine. An hour later, he went home because his shift was over. He was sitting in a chair and he fell asleep like this. And he basically got sick. And, okay, Kathleen. And he choked on his own vomit and died. And it turns out he had drugs in his system. And my cousin, not once in his life, ever did a drug. He might have smoked a little bit of weed, but that was back in high school. He was the football star. He did wrestling. He helped coach wrestling in our high school. I mean, he was a perfect student. You know, he was an excellent kid. He stayed out of trouble. He did what was right. And yet somebody took his life. And he was and it happened right around Christmas. And it still breaks my heart because I remember that call that I got for that day. I can't get over that. Nobody can get over a death like that. I've accepted it, but I can't get over it. I just learned to deal with it. And I know these people who lost their friends and their family because of this Vegas shooting, they're going to be in the same boat. So I can, in a way, relate to what is going to happen with them.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm kind of lost of words right now because I'm not surprised by it. What, Bob? You know how to turn the light on, honey. Just go in and turn it on. He's trying to go use the bathroom, but he wants me to turn the light on. He knows how to do it, though.
Remember what we talked about?
Do what?
Remember what we talked about?
Yeah. I'm going to go turn the light on. I'll be right back.
You too.
Feel free to do some talking, Mitchell. Mitchell family.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually, I'm trying to get this.
Actually, we want to go to a police presser. This is the Sheriff Joseph Lombardo.
Come on, pause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with you. Don't know if you've seen this or not, but this is actually the update on this of the shooting. This is actually a press from the Sheriff's Department.
In a short period of time. Now, the number of injuries, I do not know yet, but we are looking in an excess of 50 individuals dead and over 200 individuals injured at this point. That is why I'm portraying it in that manner. Now, the suspect, I am going to provide you his identity at this point. His name is Stephen Paddock. Last name spelled P-A-D-D-O-C-K, with the date of birth of 4/9 of 1953. As far as his history and background, we haven't completed that part of the investigation yet, but we located numerous firearms within the room that he occupied, and that's, like I stated earlier, it's going to be a long and tedious investigation. Now we're bringing in all the resources of the FBI to assist us in this investigation, in particular to their victim witness advocates and their CSI folks to help us process the scene and ensure that we're getting all the evidence that we can possibly obtain. Now, furthermore, I want to provide you the phone number that I said I would provide in the first briefing. That number for family and friends to get an update on loved ones is 1-866-535-5654. One more time, 1-866-535-5654. This is a tragic incident and one that we've never experienced in this valley. So what we're going to try to do is the best we can to get our first responders back on their feet and responding and conducting a proper investigation and ensure that we have the safety of this community at heart. Condolences go out to the loved ones that lost their lives and their families, and we will do the best we can to make it as easy as possible for you to get information as we know it. I think it's important for you to see the FBI, County Fire, and Commissioner Select behind me. It shows that we have full support of all the government entities to solve this situation as soon as possible.
Do you have any sensibility?
No, not yet. I don't know yet, because there's some officers from other jurisdictions that was attending the concert, so I don't have an accurate number of that yet.
Have you gotten an update on your officers that have been?
One was critically stable, and one of my officers was off duty attending the concert and lost his life.
Can you give any more details about the firearms that were found in the room?
No, I don't have any more details on the firearms. All we know is they were rifles, and that's all I know at this point. We're executing a search warrant.
You're on a on backwards.
We're going to do the best we can. And I don't want to say that's what we're paid to do. It's because nobody's paid to do what we're experiencing right now. But in my preview of the police department, they're doing a fantastic job, and we're going to have to look out for their well-being moving forward.
You said there were numerous other firearms found in Stevens Cottage. Is that
in the room of the hotel? We have officers at his residence. We'll be executing a search warrant there also shortly. That's a hard question to answer at this point. It's too early in the process, and please give us time so we can do a good job. Thank you, and I will provide you an update on a regular basis at approximately a 2-hour window at a time. As you can imagine,
a freeze of our signal. That was Joseph Lombardo. He is the Clark County Sheriff with jurisdiction over the Las Vegas area, and he has just delivered
the phone number that I provided. We will get that information out, but right now, I'm not comfortable providing that information because we're overwhelmed in the medical services at all the hospitals right now. But the United Blood Services has responded, and then once they get all their personnel on the ground and more people in place, we'll be able to provide that info. Looking for their loved ones. Yes, ma'am. There's 2 locations where they have been responding. One is at South Central Area Command, which is in close proximity to the Mandalay Bay, and then also here. Preferably, we would like them to come to police headquarters on Martin Luther King, so they're not inundated with people responding in that area. All right, thank you very much. Have a good night.
We're joined now by Jake Owen, who actually performed at that country music festival just before Jason Aldean. He joins us, as Savannah mentioned, on the phone. Jake, thank you for joining us. How are you doing?
Thankfully we're doing all right. Unfortunately there's a lot that aren't. And it's been a pretty crazy evening here in Las Vegas. I think we're all still kind of trying to process.
Yeah, Jake, so you had performed earlier. You were not on the stage when this happened. Where were you?
No, I was on the stage. I had just walked up on the stage with a couple friends of mine, including one being Luke Combs, another artist that played earlier. And we were literally standing 50 feet away from where Jason was on stage. And all of a sudden you heard what sounded, it was kind of that thing where like, is that gunfire? And it got faster and faster, almost like it sounded like it was an automatic rifle. You could hear it ringing off the tops of the rafters of the stage. That's when you saw people fleeing. Everyone on stage just running everywhere possible.
Finish shooting, baby.
It was pretty chaotic for sure.
Where were you able to go to seek cover?
Unfortunately, I ran on the opposite direction to where my usual shelter would be, which is my bus, up the side of the stage. So I kind of just ran like everyone else. I mean, at one point I was crouched down behind a cop car with about 20 other people that were just, if everyone's okay. There's blood on people, and you could see a couple folks on the streets that looked like they'd been shot lying there. I mean, it was chaos. It was literally like a movie that you feel like you've seen before. That's not real life. You know? And
Jake, I know when something like that happens, I imagine that time is just really hard to even get a grasp on, but we're interested in it because it does sound like from other witnesses we've talked to that this went on for some time. If you had to guess how long from when you first heard the sounds to when the shooting finally stopped, how long do you think it took place for?
Oh, I mean, without even over-exaggerating, I would say it was close. It had to be close to 10 minutes because it went on for a good 4 or 5 minutes before I got back luckily to a bus that was safe in a crew parking lot. I got back to the bus, and once I got on the bus, we were hiding in the bus because you could still hear gunfire outside. So it wasn't something that just was quick. I mean, it was chaos for a pure 7 to 10 minutes.
Were you able to get back in touch with all of your friends and fellow performers, or is there still difficulty because everybody's scattered in so many different directions?
There was that for a while. I just recently, my tour manager and my manager just got back over to where I am now. We were all separated. A friend of mine is here with her family for her 50th birthday, just like a lot of other people that come out to these concerts because that's what life's about. We get to live this freedom thanks to the men and women that fight for us. And we live this life of not being scared, which I think is great. But, this is reality these days. This stuff's really happening. And we were all scared. And I think it's important to say, too, that the Las Vegas Police Department, the responders, and you could tell, I mean, they did everything they could to get out here as quickly as possible and take care of these people. And I think they really definitely need a shout out as well.
Yeah, and you know what? I heard somebody, Jake, earlier talk about the staff of the concert venue, the people who were working just to, who normally would help guide you into a concert venue. And that person said that they reacted with great calm and that they really seemed to try to do everything they could to help people get out of that area. So, we thank them as well. Jake, we're happy you're okay. And again, we thank you for joining us on the phone this morning.
Thank you, guys. We'll just keep everybody in your prayers.
We certainly will.
Jake, thank you. We turn again now to NBC's Justice correspondent Pete Williams, who's been on the phones, and I know you have.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, we're doing a cover on the shooting in Las Vegas that happened last night. You heard from Jake Paul himself, what he experienced, him being on stage, and what his statement, his words were. That's very disturbing. You have an artist out there, a famous artist, out there with everyone, his fans, literally in one pile, trying to get cover. And his crew was scattered everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. That's very disturbing because you have, you split apart, and now his manager just got back to him to make sure they didn't want to come out of hiding because they didn't know if it was safe or not. Your thoughts?
That's scary, and with you playing with that video and hearing those gunshots and those people getting hit all over again, like my heart started racing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I need to slow my heart down before I go in panic mode and just lose it. I'm trying to stay strong for these people and for the video. I have an ugly cry face, so I don't want to show that full ugly cry face on video yet.
Well, Julie, I would say if you had friends who went to that festival, the number is on this video. Call that number and make sure your friends and family or your friends are okay and safe, because if they got hit and got injured, you need to contact that number so they can give you information. Have you heard from your friends, Julie, at all? 'Cause she said she had friends that went to this festival.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow.
I'm hoping they're okay and safe. But like I said, have they contacted you? Have you reached out to them? If not, call that toll-free number that officer gave. It's on this video. You can always go back and grab it. Or Crystal probably can do a research on the phone number for the to try to locate family and friends and post it in her chat.
Yeah, that's. I'm still like dumbfounded and lost of words because I'm not so shocked about it, but I'm surprised it happened in Vegas in a way. But I just don't know. It's just sad. And I really do hope that they solve this and, they punish this guy. He needs to stay in prison if he tries to plead insanity. I know they're going to check him out and test him to see if he is crazy. And if they don't find him crazy, well, I hope he spends the rest of his life in prison. And I normally don't wish death on anybody, but I really do hope he has a slow death because this is horrific. What if there was kids there? I mean, was there kids there? From the video that I've seen, I didn't see no kids. I just seen a bunch of adults. So, I mean, it's devastating. And I really do hope that he gets what he deserves. Well, Julie, I hope they do call you back or somebody gets a hold of you about your friend. I really do hope and pray that they are okay. It's scary, because I have my neighbor, he lives close by to there. I'm trying to remember what town, but he lives close by to there. And I don't know. He's not really big with country. He's more interested in like rap and stuff like that. But still, I mean, if he's there with his wife and their kids, I don't know. I hope they're okay. But I'm pretty sure that if something happened to him, his family would definitely contact me. They're actually my neighbors that I grew up with. Well,
here's the number in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you have family and friends that went to that festival, please call this number right here, 866-535-5654. Again, 866-535-5654 to find out if your friends and family are safe, that you might heard anything from them. Please call that number to contact whoever's behind takes the calls to find out if your friends or family are safe.
Yep. And Julie, if you hear anything, sweetie, please let us know. Yes. I really do hope that your friend is okay, but definitely if you have any updates, good news, bad news, or you're unsure, as long as you hear something, please give us an update and let us know. It's not fun to play the waiting game in a situation like this. It's not. It's very panicky, as I would say. But if you don't know how to get a hold of me, Julie, I have a page on Facebook that you can go follow. The description, it will be down there. The link will. So.
Well, while we're still covering the story here about the Las Vegas shooting, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in, like I said, we are doing a cover on the Las Vegas shooting that happened at the festival in Las Vegas. Had a big concert going on. 64-year-old man. This 64-year-old man must have been very healthy for his age because he's 64 years old. I mean, he must be very healthy to do all this, He must have depression. Somebody said about depression. So,
yeah.
But let's get back to the news and get more update because there's more update to this.
Yeah. I definitely want to stay up to date on this topic, and if nobody knows anything of what's going on and they want another update, we'll definitely do another live feed to give up those updates. It probably won't be as long as this one, but, you know, I definitely want to update people who don't really watch the news.
Here we go.
You're welcome, Julie. Just definitely keep in touch, and, you know, I really do want updates on your friend.
Yes. You're awesome, Julie. You know we love you.
New information about the gunman, the investigation, and this search that's going on in Mesquite, Nevada, of his home.
Right, and you just heard the sheriff in the report talking about the female person of interest. That's Mary Lou Danley, who was living with Stephen Paddock in Mesquite, Nevada. Shortly after this shooting happened, the police knew who the gunman was once they got into the room, and they immediately began to look into his past. They searched, and that search is still underway, his home in Mesquite, Nevada. They put an all-points bulletin out for the cars that were registered to him. They've now found them, and you heard the sheriff say a moment ago that they believe they have located Mary Lou Danley, but we don't know that that means that she's actually in custody. They're very eager to talk to her. They simply don't know what her role in this was. Several law enforcement officials have told us that when they got into the hotel room, they found what one official just described to me a moment ago as a cache, C-A-C-H-E, a cache of weapons. We had been told before that he had several weapons with him. We're trying to figure out what kind of weapons those are. Obviously, you listen to the video, to the sound of the gunfire. Those are automatic shots being fired, meaning that you hold the trigger down on the rifle and it continues to fire shots at a very rapid velocity. Weapons like that are illegal to possess unless they're registered with ATF. You can't just go out and buy them. They're common in the military. So one big question here is, how did this 64-year-old man get his hand on automatic weapons? Did he buy them from some criminal contact? Did he buy a regular rifle and convert it to automatic, which is something that people can do if they know how to do that? Those are all questions that investigators are going to want to look into. But at this early hour, just a few short hours after the shooting, no one in law enforcement has any idea, Savannah, why this happened.
And Pete, I should just say, you know, as part of that motive and part of the preparation for this, did he go to that hotel and request a certain room on a certain floor facing a certain direction?
Yeah, very important question. Was this a target that he had planned to attack in advance? Or did he get there and just decide that he would shoot out the window in whatever room he ended up in? And that's an important question, and we don't know the answer to that yet. But as police begin to develop this backwards-looking timeline, that's going to be an important question. When did he check into the hotel? What did he tell the desk clerk? Did he ask for a specific room? Who checked into the room? Was it him? Was he with this other woman? How did that all happen? All questions to be answered.
Yeah, Pete, thank you. And
People possibly being shot during the Harvest Festival.
Honestly, they mentioned it's a form of military weapon. I wonder if he was in the military or if he knew someone in the military to get this weapon. And you know what? I think for now on in Ohio, they should make it a law that whoever decides to buy a gun, that they should be mentally evaluated before they can purchase the gun. And I know it's crazy to say, and probably sales for guns will go down and street gun sales will go up. But, you know, once they figure out who's selling all these guns on the streets and stuff like they are with drugs, they can start making arrests. They can start clearing that up and start directing everybody to actually start buying guns from the actual store. And then that's when we can evaluate people and see if they're mentally capable of owning and handling the gun the proper way. And they're not going to go freaking nuts and decide to shoot up. No. I think it would help make our country a little bit safer by doing that.
Yeah, that's the thing. How can you get hold of a military gun?
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, they would have to know somebody who is in the military. They had been in the military themselves. I mean, that's the only way I could think of, unless there is a shooting range that sells guns who's selling these types of military weapons underneath the table to make a little cash.
yeah, I mean, because you get, like you said, you got to have a family in the military. You got to have, or it could have been bought off the street hot. You just never know.
And Julie mentioned how trying to get the guns and stuff off the street, it's going to be hard to stop or impossible to stop. But I mean, you don't know until you try. There's so many different ways that you could do it. You just got to figure out how to do it, and what will work and what doesn't work. And whatever works, they need to go with that tactic and get the stuff off the streets, just like they are with drugs.
Yeah. Like I said, like you said, he had to know somebody that had these kind of guns. He had to spend a lot of money to get these guns, because you just can't, walk in and grab a gun off a military base. You're going to get killed. You're going to get shot no matter what. And now, what caught my eye and my ears when they stated that who checked him in? Did he check himself in? Or did his other woman? So he must have had a girlfriend and a wife, cheating on his wife with another woman. So, and you heard that plain and clear. Other woman.
Yeah.
Did he have, did his girlfriend do this? Is she behind this too? Did they all plan this?
Makes me wonder too. But then again, this side chick is what we would call her, the girlfriend that he's got. She's probably, young, in love with him, and she will do whatever he wants her to do because she's in love with him. So maybe he, in a way, manipulated her to do something for him, and she didn't know what was going to happen, what he was up to. She just probably thought, oh, I'm so in love with him. I'll do whatever he wants. What do you want me to do, sweetie? And she goes and does it.
Well, we have another update. It just came out 1 minute ago.
Do what?
We have another update that just came out 1 minute ago.
All right, well, let's hear it. I hope I'm not going to get...
If you do, tell them that you was doing a story on this, okay? I'll show you how to report. I'll show you how to, reply back to it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to give it a few minutes to load. Go ahead and take over.
Okay, Julie, I agree. They do need to not only search his residence, but find out if he was working. And wherever he was working, they need to go investigate there too. Not investigate, but search. Like if he works in the office, they need to go compensate his computer or laptop and search his office. Go through the books, because some people carve in the middle of the pages of books and they hide stuff in it. They need to do anything and everything possible to get to the source of why this guy went freaking berserk. It is really ridiculous, and they really need to figure this one out. And I hope they figure it out fast. I know I keep saying that, but I really do hope that they figure it fast, because these friends and family that lost all these loved ones, they need to mourn. They need to be left alone. They don't need to be, what's the word? where people go and they like hound them for answers and how they feel, you know. And they also need to look into his history. Does he have a criminal record already? They need to see if, I know it might be a little crazy that I say this, but they need to see if any close family members like siblings, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, or mom and dad, whoever raised him, if he wasn't raised by his mom and dad, they need to look into them and see if they had criminal history too that could have leaked to him to go like this as well. I'm not saying this genetic. I'm just saying, you know, if you're raised around it, you're going to be what you were raised around. You know, that's kids learn.
Yes.
A lot of things. And, you know, what they are being raised around.
Again?
It reflects on their future and who's raising them.
Okay. Okay. So here's the update, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to try to make a phone call to the FBI in Las Vegas, Nevada, here in a few minutes and see if we can get an update from them, see if they would be willing to give us some information, what the guy's motive was for doing this. Was he suffering from depression? How did he get this military gun? Do they have that motive? Do they have the information yet? So we're going to watch this and we're going to try to make this phone call.
Those two is a man and a woman.
Yes.
Has the woman been accounted for?
I'll have to refer to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department for her location, or if she's been located. I don't know.
Did you have any contact with the neighbors? Were they surprised? Were they showing any kind of reaction to this, to the neighbors?
I don't think anything out of the ordinary that any of us would react the same way.
Did they remain in the homes while you were executing the warrants?
They left their homes.
A lot of residents here seem very confused because, I mean, look at where we are.
It's a very quiet neighborhood, very quiet. It's a low crime area, very beautiful, clean area to live. So it's unique. It's a unique situation. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Any children or?
I'm not aware.
Were they married?
I am not aware that they were married. I don't know.
And do you know how long that they've lived here?
I don't know that.
Just to clarify, forgive me if you said it, the woman was the person of interest, or the person that the female that was named by Las Vegas?
The female that was named by Las Vegas does show that she has lived in this home as well.
What do you want to tell residents here who may be concerned?
Don't be concerned. We have no indications that there's any threats or any problems. That everybody's safe. There's no active threats at this time.
Were the weapons and ammunition found in one particular area? Were they spread around the house?
Like I said, I don't know at this point.
Is there active construction going on in this neighborhood?
This is an area that's constantly growing, so yes, there's always active construction going on in one part or another.
What percentage of Mesquite is 55 plus?
That's a good question. I don't know. I can guess, but I don't know. Maybe a quarter of the population.
Is the home a single family home? Is it a townhome?
Single family home.
Are there immediate neighbors immediately around it as in the rest of the area? Or how?
Yes, there are immediate, and I do have a couple pictures of the home. Once we're done here, if you give me your business cards, I will get you those pictures to you. Just a regular home. Yes, ma'am. Looked like it was lived in.
Have you spoken to neighbors about their interactions with them?
That's something that's being done.
Are you guys getting calls about the suspect from people in the neighborhood who get pregnant?
As far as in the past, have we?
No,
received it?
Currently today.
I know.
Is there a search warrant?
Yes.
Thank you.
You betcha.
Hey, thank you.
All right, we've been listening to a briefing from the Mesquite Police Department. That is the town where the gunman, Stephen Paddock, lived, 64 years old. They just searched the home where he lived. And it was remarkable because the news from this news conference was nothing unusual found in that home. A regular community, a 55 plus.
Although they did say, as we're getting our Kyung Law up, who was asking all of those important questions there to the officer, they did find some weapons or ammunition in the home. They don't know how many, they don't know where they were in the home, but a quiet neighborhood, a new subdivision, nothing remarkable.
And again, the weapons and ammunition certainly was someone who had no record like this man,
at all.
Not in and of itself unusual. Lisa Monaco joins us now again. And Lisa,
to have no information at this point, nothing
Julie.
about the house.
Okay, I want to pause a second. We're going to try to make a phone call.
Hey, before you do that,
Yes.
I want to mention I just got a notification from AOL News, and apparently Islamic State is claiming the responsibility for the Las Vegas shooting.
Do what?
Yep. I get the AOL News notifications on my phone. Islamic State is claiming responsibility for the Las Vegas shooting.
What
Here, I'll show
the hell? Excuse my language, but what?
You
So
see that? Look at this. Look at this. Isn't that bull?
Let me.
I
I gotta find your thing.
That's
For some reason you got shut out.
What is working?
Let me find you.
Do what?
I gotta find it. I'm gonna find the comments. So they're claiming this is a terrorist attack.
Yes.
So
But that's where I get confused, is because they were saying
show me.
that
Go
the
ahead.
guy, the shooter, was a resident of Las Vegas. And I'm like, okay, well, if he was, now I'm questioning after getting that notification saying it was, from Islamic doing this. I question, how long has he lived in the United States? Was he a legal resident or was he illegal? Did he have connections like with the one guy who lived in, I forget which state, the skinny, scrawny looking dude with the bushy face, facial hair. He had, what's the word I'm looking for? He had connections with ISIS basically, and he was trying to team up with them. Even though he was born and raised in the United States, he was teaming up with ISIS and them, and he was going to basically go kill a bunch of people because that's what ISIS, terrorism does. And it makes me wonder, was this the same situation with this guy? Was he really born and raised in the United States and he was teaming up with Islamics people and doing what this other guy did? It's raising a lot of questions now for me, and if he wasn't a resident, legal resident of the United States, then we need to hurry up and get this wall built. I know a lot of people are not happy about the Trump building this wall for the border, but you know what? Look at the Great Wall of China. They have a wall for a reason, and there has not been any type of crime that I know of. Okay, and don't quote me because I could be wrong, but from the whole entire time, 31 years of my life, I have not once heard any attacks on them. I have not heard any crime going on over there. And I feel it is because, one, they have smarter parents who raise their kids right, and two, they have this wall, Great Wall of China, they have that. And I feel if we have that too, we could be better off just like them. And if people can raise our kids right, which we need to work on with that, then we would be a safer community of United States.
So read us the article that you received the alert.
Hold on, let me pull it back up. Sorry.
You're good.
But yeah, like when you were showing that video, and I got this notification 13 minutes ago. It was telling me, Islamic claims, and I was like, what? And then I clicked on it and had to really talk about it. ISIS recruits people from and in USA. I do think so, and I agree. I think they do, Julie. And I know this might be invasion of privacy, but I feel like with certain people, if they stick out like a sore thumb and give off a bad fight, that they might be a terrorism, just to be safe than sorry, monitor, what they do on their computer, like hack their computer from another type of computer and monitor it, And I feel like the only people that should do that is either the military or the FBI and so forth, like that, like the major people that can actually take action, like immediate action, if they see anything. I agree, Julie. We do need to have this wall. You live by the border between Texas and Mexico. Nothing against the people, but needs to be controlled. I agree. I understand everybody has this perfect American life, but honestly, the American life is not perfect. I mean, I know I've tried living it, and it's hard to live this perfect life. Everybody, just about almost everybody, if not everybody.
Come on in, Brad.
Lives paycheck to paycheck.
I'm doing a live stream on the shooting. But when I gave my son a bath, it leaked. But I took a shower yesterday, it did not leak. But yeah, right. I mean, like you said, if this is a terrorist attack on America and they're already admitting that Islam is behind this, and they've already made the statement themselves that they recruited this guy to do this terrorist attack, and I see some issues going to be happening now. I don't know if Trump's going to call a war or what Trump's going to do, but Trump just spoke not that long ago. I'm going to see if I can grab that.
Yeah. I mean, even with that guy from North Korea who does not like people, like keep threatening the United States. And I'm like, dude, I would take action and I would go bomb the hell out of him. I would send people over there to assassinate this dude before he gets a chance to make a second threat. Because if you make a first one, you're going to end up making a second one. And you don't know. Anytime after any of those threats, you do not know for sure if he's going to take action or not. So to play it safe, send some people over there and snipe this dude, shoot him in the forehead or something. I don't care. I hate to say it. But you know what? You got to do what you got to do to protect the United States. You got to do what you have to as a president to protect the people you are supposed to be looking out for. Trump gave up his millions and millions of dollars of his job to do what he feels is right, to make it great, to make us great again, and to protect America. And I hope he sticks to that. Now, I didn't vote for him because I didn't have the chance to go vote, but I am giving him a chance. A lot of people are not giving him a chance, but you know what? Everybody deserves a chance. Yes, he does. He actually killed, I believe it was his uncle or his brother, but one of them had pissed this dude off, and he just didn't say nothing. He just says, you better watch your back. And then I don't know where this family member was killed, Julie. Yeah, he's pure evil, pure evil. But I have the article here. If my phone would not freeze, I can read it. You're silly, Dominic. But it is sad. He does torture his own people. And honestly, I think that this guy needs to be put to a stop. And I hope Trump does something to stop these people from terrorism. And I really, if I had a sitter for my kids, and I could take 6 months to a year to go down there and help build the freaking wall, I would in a heartbeat. I'll be like, look, I don't like to fly. I'm scared of heights, certain heights. I'm scared of flying. I don't care. You put me on an airplane, I will be down there. I will help build the wall. I would. Because we need to have something done to
I was scared of heights myself. I took my first plane flight because I was scared on the plane because everything that happened. But, I'm not scared. I'm scared of certain heights, but I was way up in there, as we both know, on the plane. So I was like terrified when I was getting ready to go on tour to Minnesota. I was scared to death. I was telling my wife, I'm scared to death getting on this plane. How do I get out of this? I mean, I was like freaking out. My family said, "You'll be okay, Daddy. Just do this." My wife says, "I wouldn't go," and I'm like, because she hates flying. And she's never been on a plane, I don't think, but she hates heights. I just got on there, start talking to people. How's it feel to fly? My first time. I was comforted pretty well by people. People, you'll be okay. We're here. If something happened, we're all going to die together. And it was awesome. I go on another plane flight if I had a chance. All right, so I have an update here. Donald Trump talking about the shooting.
Okay, you play that, and then I'll read the article.
You let me know when you want to read the article first. We play it first.
It don't matter.
All right, I'll play it first so we can get that out of the way. Then we'll have you read the article.
Okay.
There.
Thank you. My fellow Americans, we are joined together today in sadness, shock, and grief. Last night, a gunman opened fire on a large crowd at a country music concert in Las Vegas, Nevada. He brutally murdered more than 50 people and wounded hundreds more. It was an act of pure evil. The FBI and the Department of Homeland Security are working closely with local authorities to assist with the investigation, and they will provide updates as to the investigation and how it develops. I want to thank the Las Vegas Police Department and all of the first responders for their courageous efforts and for helping to save the lives of so many. The speed with which they acted is miraculous and prevented further loss of life. To have found the shooter so quickly after the first shots were fired is something for which we will always be thankful and grateful. It shows what true professionalism is all about. Hundreds of our fellow citizens are now mourning the sudden loss of a loved one, a parent, a child, a brother or sister. We cannot fathom their pain. We cannot imagine their loss. To the families of the victims, we are praying for you, and we are here for you. And we ask God to help see you through this very dark period. Scripture teaches us the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. We seek comfort in those words. We know that God lives in the hearts of those who grieve. To the wounded who are now recovering in hospitals, we are praying for your full and speedy recovery and pledge to you our support from this day forward. In memory of the fallen, I have directed that our great flag be flown at half-staff. I will be visiting Las Vegas on Wednesday to meet with law enforcement, first responders, and the families of the victims. In moments of tragedy and horror, America comes together as one, and it always has. We call upon the bonds that unite us, our faith, our family, our shared values. We call upon the bonds of citizenship, the ties of community, and the comfort of our common humanity. Our unity cannot be shattered by evil. Our bonds cannot be broken by violence. And though we feel such great anger at the senseless murder of our fellow citizens, it is our love that defines us today and always will forever. In times such as these, I know we are searching for some kind of meaning in the chaos, some kind of light in the darkness. The answers do not come easy. But we can take solace knowing that even the darkest space can be brightened by a single light, and even the most terrible despair can be illuminated by a single ray of hope. Melania and I are praying for every American who has been hurt, wounded, or lost the ones they love so dearly in this terrible, terrible attack. We pray for the entire nation to find unity and peace, and we pray for the day when evil is banished and the innocent are safe from hatred and from fear. May God bless the souls of the lives that are lost. May God give us the grace of healing, and may God provide the grieving families with strength to carry on. Thank you. God bless America. Thank you.
I'll be right back.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard the President of the United States speak on this, but we also got article notice from Yahoo that this was a terrorist attack onto America once again.
What?
Hi, Dominic.
Hi, I want to go put you over.
Yeah, I know. How you doing today?
Papa at work.
You're silly. All right, watch out.
Once again, this is another terrorist attack onto America, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm back.
And
sorry, I had to go. Hold on, Mommy's got to talk. Sorry, I had to get to the bathroom. I had to pee
That's
really
fine.
bad. All right, so sorry, I had to run.
So if this is what the press has released, then who was it again?
Islamic
admitting. If you're now tuning in, the update is here. We're doing the cover story on the shooting in Las Vegas. Islamic has admitted that they have full responsibility of the shooting in Las Vegas. So, stating that, as Donald Trump states, the press needs to start telling the truth. Huh? Oh. If it's so that, and Donald Trump may do another press release if he gets that information, not sure, but if that, we should take full responsibility to stand up for our American people but fight back for them attacking America again. Do you agree?
Yeah. So, okay. So back to
your article.
The article that I got a little bit ago. It says here, Islamic State has claimed responsibility for a shooting that killed at least 50 people and wounded over 400 in Las Vegas early on Monday. It is said that the attacker had converted to Islam a few months ago. The Las Vegas attack was carried out by a soldier of the Islamic State, and he carried it out in response to calls to target states of the coalition, Coalition. The group's news agency, Amaq, said in the reference to the U.S.-led coalition fighting the group in the Middle East. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that word wrong. The Las Vegas attacker converted to Islam a few months ago. That is what Amaq said. And that's all they have.
Check your Facebook. You got a link in your Facebook to a new video.
So, all right, hold on real quick. I have a link in my Facebook, like on the Facebook Messenger.
Possibility. Don't hold me to that. Yeah. Let's see what this is. Hold on 1 second. See if this is a video. All right. You get to read this one.
We're talking about a hotel room that is.
Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. I got a video.
Okay.
So we're going to pause that. I'm going to find where I need to go. All right, here we go. Another video, ladies and gentlemen. If you're now just tuning in to the Mitchell Family Reality Show TV and Crystal So Random, we are doing a cover story on the shooting in Las Vegas that happened at the Country Concert Festival.
And share this video. Share it everywhere. Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Instagram. I don't care. Just get it out there.
Yes, we want people to see this. All right, I'm waiting for the. There we go. There we go. I'm going to play this video. Give it a few minutes to load. Come on.
A gunman has killed more than 50 people last night. 406 others have been taken to hospitals, many of them still in critical condition. President Trump, as you heard, just said minutes ago that he will go to Las Vegas on Wednesday.
The gunman fired hundreds of shots from the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, terrorizing the crowd of 22,000 at a country music festival. Aerial video shows the gunman's hotel room. You can see it there. The window either broken out or shot out on the 32nd floor of the resort. Police told us when we spoke to them a short time ago, they believe that the window had been shot out. Police say the suspect, Stephen Paddock, was found dead in his room. Investigators are now searching his home in Mesquite, Nevada, about an hour and a half northeast of Las Vegas.
Police believe they have also located his wife, who was wanted for questioning. She was found outside the country. Joining us by phone now is Nathan Marcus. He owns 3 concession stands that were catering last night's country music festival and was there when the shooting started. Nathan, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, tell us where you were in proximity to the stage and what you were doing when you first heard shots break out.
I would say if you're facing the stage, I was left maybe about 40 yards from the maybe, and we were just going through, checking on our location, making sure everything was good. The event was coming to an end. It was a good festival up to that point, and we're just making sure all the employees are getting ready for the end of the event when it happened.
Nathan, we spoke with other people who were there in attendance, and they said that first responders, when they came to the scene, and others that were there on the scene as well, they were helping people jump over hot stoves, and I'm assuming that you had that at your concession as well. Can you talk about the frantic scene and helping the injured?
Yeah, it was pretty frantic, as you said. I mean, there's really no...
Yeah, David, you have almost 50 years in the business, risk management, crisis preparedness. You also spent many years as the executive director of security for the Venetian Resort. These concert goers, these friends and family members of our viewers, considered...
Sounds like there's 2 videos playing.
That's what I'm looking for.
The difference between a soft target and a hard target is accessibility. If you're going to the Federal Reserve Bank, you have to go through a lot of security measures to get it.
I think it's on the top right.
It's on their end.
Another level up. Yes, and there are other areas where actually
Go at the top.
Gonna have to. Hold on a minute.
Look it up. It's the blue thing on the top right.
So we were trying
There we go.
to get over the fence, but out
It stopped. It was on their end.
people were getting shot next to you and stuff.
That's weird.
Stay there and help some people, and that's when I decided to flee the scene and hop on over, and I was trying to help people as well.
Yeah, the shooting appears to be so random. There were a lot of people, as you know, that did not survive. Did you see people who had been hurt in this attack?
Yeah, most definitely.
What did you see?
Well, I seen last night, originally reports were that 2 people had passed away, and I knew for a fact, when seeing firsthand, that was very shy of what, actually happened. Still at 50, I feel 50 is quite low. I hope that's a more accurate number. I feel that is still probably from what we're going to see. I wonder if that's 50 that made it to the hospital and not counting maybe who's at the scene still.
Yeah, unfortunately, you might be right with that number. We're all worried about what the final number may be. When did you realize that this was shooting? We heard people say it sounded like a helicopter. It sounded like fireworks. It sounded like a truck backfiring. When did you realize we have a major, serious situation here?
Well, like I said initially, I mean, if you think back, if I think back on it, it definitely sounded like, gunshots from the beginning, but I would say you don't think about those things, so you kind of don't even acknowledge it. Like, we were in there working, and I'm checking out one of my locations, and as you hear it, you're not really acknowledging it because it's very loud. You're at a concert with 30,000 people. There's all kinds of noises. And I would say after the first initial break, it sounded like at least maybe 50 shots rang continuously to start. And then there was a break. And then that's like kind of when the stage went dark, kind of. Maybe there was another round, I want to say, before actually the stage went dark. But the second round was not steady like the first round was. There was kind of some breaks. And I think that's when everybody, it hit them what was going on, because you could tell after that there was like breaks, and it wasn't just a solid string of fire.
Nathan, we have a picture of you that you sent us. Tell us what's going on in this picture.
I don't know what.
It's a picture of pants. Are those your pants?
Oh my goodness.
Gentleman that was shot directly to my right. And some, I guess you would say, some spray from him had gone on me. And to me, it was a bad scene. A lot of people fleeing. Some people, there was elderly people, there was children. It was, all ages were there probably. And I feel for the families and stuff. Initially, I didn't want to speak about it, but I feel like the families that are still trying to piece things together, they should know more of like what was happening on the ground of what really happened.
How old are you, Nathan, and how are you talking about families piecing it together? How are you piecing it together as someone who survived? First, tell us, how old are you?
Just turned 30 about a week ago. And, I mean, for me, I'm all right with it. I know that I have to do a thing like this, obviously, as I think it's kind of unprecedented. But, being a business owner, you have to deal with a lot of different struggles and objects and hurdles, and you kind of just have to weather, storms. So that's kind of like how I'm dealing with it. I think maybe after a couple of days, I'll sit down and think about it. I had, over 40 employees there I was worried about. And, we couldn't get contact with all of them. I didn't know where they were. I have lifelong friends that are managers of mine I was worried about as well.
Did all your employees make it?
As far as we know, I've been in contact with, I want to say, almost every single one of them, and the ones that haven't, I've heard that they did. So I'm very fortunate to say that I think that all of our employees made it out today.
Nathan, what is the police presence at events like this on the south end of the strip there, in this area where the festival took place? What's the typical police presence before something like this happens?
Yeah, she had enough water just to get bathed in, and I left the water out myself. It was just like when my daughter says, "Mom, the thing's leaking," I went in there and got him out, got him dressed, and let the water out myself.
I mean, like you said, you can't prepare for something like this. Right. As I mentioned, kind of unprecedented.
Just set up, okay. 2 to 4 hours.
Time we're in right now. So I don't think there's no way we can finish without hundreds of security on staff. I'm sure they probably do a per cap, like per amount of people, but there's definitely hundreds of security, as well as police officers and undercover police officers and stuff to try to keep the peace, which typically at these events you don't see any problems for the most part, but I mean, for something like this, obviously they were well, I mean, I would say maybe for that, but I mean, they did a very good job of getting the place exited. I mean, you think it loads in fast because everybody's running to get good seats and stuff, but this place exited 30,000 people probably in a matter of 10 minutes.
All right, Nathan, thank you so much. I can only imagine. I actually can't imagine what this is like for you. I really appreciate you taking the time. It's a very traumatic time for you, but we're all glad to hear that you are safe. Nathan Marcus is who we were just talking to. He's owner of one of the 3 concessions that were catering the event that night at the Country Music Festival. In his comments a short time ago, President Trump praised the first responders and addressed what happened last night.
My fellow Americans, we are joined together today in sadness, shock, and grief. Last night, a gunman opened fire on a large crowd at a country music concert in Las Vegas, Nevada. He brutally murdered more than 50 people and wounded hundreds more. It was an act of pure evil. In times such as these, I know we are searching for some kind of meaning in the chaos, some kind of light in the darkness. The answers do not come easy. But we can take solace knowing that even the darkest space can be brightened by a single light, and even the most terrible despair can be illuminated by a single ray of hope.
Yes, the president calling this a senseless murder of American citizens, and he's asked the flags be flown at half-staff. John Blackstone has been up all night reporting on this shooting. He's in Las Vegas near the Mandalay Bay Resort. John, good morning. What can you tell us?
Good morning. Well, we now know, police tell us that Paddock spent 3 days from September 28th on the 32nd floor, the room in the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel back here. That's the period during which this big 3-day music festival was taking place just across the road on the other side of the strip. Last night was the big final night. The headliner, Jason Aldean, had performed a few songs when, through a broken window in the hotel from the 32nd floor, Paddock began shooting down into this crowd. Some 22,000 people were down there listening to the concert when the shooting started. Many of the concert goers there have told us, as you've heard, that they thought it was fireworks, perhaps part of the show at first. Then, in one case, one of the concert goers told me she saw a person get wounded, a woman get in the stomach and fall over. We realized that, of course, this was a very serious situation. Hit the ground, tried to stay out of the line of fire. They describe it coming in waves, small break between the waves, perhaps, of gunfire as the gunman reloaded his weapon. Police identified the room on the 32nd floor. SWAT team went in, used explosives to blow down the door. The gunman is dead. Police now say it appears that he turned a weapon on himself, killed himself at some point as the SWAT team perhaps was coming in. But what's been left here for Las Vegas today, as the sun comes up this morning after a very terrible night, is the fact that 50 people are dead, at least 50 people are dead. And the indication is that with the large number in the hospital, more than 400 in the hospital, that number of dead could well rise.
Yeah. All right, John Blackstone, and the question remains, why this concert? Why this venue? Something the police are still looking into and have not said at this point exactly why, as they try to gather all this information, both from the hotel room in Las Vegas and also Stephen Paddock's home in Mesquite. Hospitals in the Las Vegas area are stretched to the limit this morning, treating all those who are wounded. Carter Evans is outside University Medical Center in Southern Nevada, one of the hospitals caring for the wounded. It's about 5 miles from that shooting scene. We just spoke with someone from the hospital a short time ago. She gave us an update. They treated more than 100 people and 12 in critical condition. Carter, good morning.
You're welcome.
4 people who they treated here. Imagine what this was like last night when the smoke cleared and they started bringing patients in. In all, about 400 people were transported to area hospitals, but the hospital behind me, University Medical Center, is the only level 1 trauma center in the state, so they got some of the most severe cases here. As Jeff said, 12 people still in critical condition. They had 104 patients here last night. This was not the worst of it, though. Other hospitals nearby also getting a number of patients, numbering in the 100. They had to go to a triage here and basically decide which patients had the best chance of survival and go for those first. It was a difficult situation at hospitals, and you can only imagine what it was like in the operating rooms as these patients were starting to come in. Even hours after the shooting had taken place, there were reports that paramedics were still finding victims in hiding. And paramedics weren't the only ones bringing people to the hospital. It was civilians, residents, people bringing people in trucks in their own cars, the front seat of their own car. One woman I heard took a bleeding victim here. So you can imagine what that was like. And then, of course, all the trauma and all the surgeries in this hospital and others, they need blood. So they are calling for people here in the Vegas area to donate blood today. Gail?
Carter Evans, we thank you very much. Dr. Robert Glatter joins us now. He's an emergency room doctor at Lenox Hill Hospital right here in New York City. CBS News senior national security analyst Fran Townsend and CBS News law enforcement analyst Paul Violas are also here. Good morning, Dr. Glatter.
Thank you so much for having me.
We had talked to Dr. David Agus earlier this morning. He was talking about...
So that is insane. It really is.
Yeah. Now, I want to double check too. I'm asking the same thing that Kathleen asked. Did we heard right that they said they found him dead in the room, or?
Yes.
Wow. Now, did he die of suicide or somebody get to him?
He's supposedly turned the gun on himself. Now,
wow, he had to be in a really dark place
in Las Vegas. Down in Las Vegas. See if we can get some information from them. We'll address who we are as the press. That we are on YouTube doing a story about this. See if we can get somebody who can be willing to talk to us.
Do I?
I'm making a phone call to the FBI.
Hello, you've reached the Las Vegas division of the FBI. Our answering service has changed, so please listen carefully to the following selection.
Please hold.
Excuse me.
FBI Las Vegas.
Yes, ma'am. Hi, good morning. My name is Jesus Mitchell. I'm with the Mitchell Family Reality Show TV, and I have a friend of mine. Her name is Crystal So Random. We're on YouTube covering the story about the shooting in Las Vegas. I need to speak to the person that handles the press.
Okay, it's actually an email address. Let me give that to you.
I mean, I just was going to ask some simple questions while we're live, if there's anybody can talk to us.
I understand that. The only response that we're able to give you is this email address that you can send your request to.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready for it?
Yes.
It's media.lasvegas@ic.fbi.gov.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Take care. That's all we were supposed to. That's the only thing we got.
Wow, so they must be really busy right now.
But they won't talk to the press unless you have,
Yeah. But I mean, still, at least we tried.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, Julie, you did say your friend is on her way home. Did you say that a few minutes ago? I just want to make sure I read that correctly. Are you still with us, Julie?
Yeah.
Your name's not Julie, Dominic. Yeah, I wonder if she disappeared for a moment. She'll get back to us. I just wanted to make sure that her friend was okay, and I read correctly that her friend was on her way home.
Right.
But can you think of anybody that would want to join us via video chat in the video?
Who's all in the thing watching us now?
Do what?
Who's all in there to join us? In the chat. Who's all in the chat?
I have no idea. Kathleen, are you still with us? Who's all with us? Okay. Yeah, and she. Oh my goodness. Does she live in that area, Julie? Or does she live out of state? I'd like to do a video chat with her when she gets back home, if she's okay with it. Me and him can do a video chat with her live through Facebook or YouTube. Yeah, an interview, and get her side of the situation and see what, hear what she has to say. And I'm curious to hear, what happened, what she witnessed and stuff like that. And if we have questions, we'll ask her questions. Only if she's okay with it, If not, no pressure. I don't want to make her do what she doesn't want to do, She lives in Texas. Okay. I hope she gets there safely. And, I really do want to do an interview with her live on YouTube to get her side of the story and stuff. If she's up for it. If not, that's okay. I will respect her.
Let's see if we can get her on the phone,
Bless you.
If Julie don't care to contact her and tell her that we're doing a story about this, and as they're going back to Texas, driving back to Texas, if we can get her on the phone now and try to talk to her, to get her and her I guess husband or boyfriend's thoughts.
Yeah, I definitely want to do an interview with her, even over the phone, like you said. I think that's a good idea. Julie, if you can contact her,
and we can actually see if she'll be okay for us to have her number. You can send it to me in a private message, and I'll contact her from my phone or my Google number, and we'd like to talk to her possibly while we're doing this live to get her thoughts on this. If you don't care.
Sorry if you guys hear a bunch of noise in the background. Dominic's snacking. Say hi.
I want a bite.
He's eating some corn chips.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you very much, Julie. I greatly appreciate it. And let her know, no pressure. If she's not ready to talk, she's not ready to talk. But if she decides to go forward, to let you know, and you can let us know. And then we'll definitely do an update or interview video live on YouTube with her. We can do it, video with her, or we can do it phone call wise. It's whatever she is comfortable with. No pressure. Okay. I have shared this. Careful, honey. I have shared our live video, just so you guys know. I shared it on my Tumblr, my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram, and my Snapchat. So I'm hoping that somebody will see it and they can join and subscribe to our channels. Careful, baby. Do you want to go put that on the kitchen table for mommy? Yeah? Okay. So, is there any new updates that you could provide, or is there nothing new yet?
I'll sharing this out for you.
I know my 12 o'clock news will be starting here in about a half hour or so. when that starts, if we're still going live, I'll face my laptop to the TV so everybody that joined us and watching and listening can watch it as well.
I've shared out as far as I can share out.
Yeah, I've shared it with every page. I even have a secret Twitter account of another person. I kind of made up her name and stuff, and I've been using her on Twitter to follow everybody. That way they can follow me back, and I can share videos of people from different channels and stuff, and then they can be like, oh, interesting, and they can go follow us and stuff.
Oh my God, did you read that?
Do what?
Read that comment Julie left.
We will see. It was an uncle that I talked to, but I will talk to her soon. We'll try here again. Okay, she may or may not, but a few years ago, someone actually left a bomb on her
porch.
Oh my goodness. I would poop bricks if that happened to me. Like, seriously, what is wrong with people? What? I would like to talk to some people that, looks into the brain and tests people's minds to see if they're like psychotic and stuff. I would like to pick their brain a little bit. Ha ha ha. See what I did there? And find how they can figure stuff out on if this person is really psychotic and if they're really insane.
We need to take this story real quick. We'll be back in a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Hang tight with us.
That's fine, Julie. That's fine. We don't even have to say her name. I don't know how to do like a voice change thing. Or we will.
There were 22,000 people at the concert venue when a gunman opened fire and began shooting indiscriminately with an automatic or semi-automatic weapon. So they were a liar. The suspect in this case, Stephen Craig Paddock, killed himself in a Mandalay Bay hotel room as police were closing in on him. He is 64 years old. He lives just outside of Las Vegas, and he is retired. We're going to give you all the information as we get it, but for now, we're going to take a quick break. You're streaming CBSN.
Yeah, we'll come back to that in a minute, ladies and gentlemen.
That's crazy. 54 years old. Something had to have been wrong. He probably just went nuts and lost his mind pretty much. I mean,
what about that article you read?
The one I read earlier?
Yes, him joining the terrorists.
Yes, he converted to Islamic and basically teamed up with them to do this. It's scary, it's sad, and I feel in my heart that when he did this and he connected with those people and he had a conversation with those people, I bet he says, well, I know a place or an event that's going on to where I can go and help you guys out and kill a bunch of people, basically. And Dominic. Shh. And I bet that's what happened. He got a hold of the boss, the big man, the big boss, over there, and said, look, I know something that's going on where a bunch of people is going to be at the same time. I can go kill these people, blah, 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 whatever you want me to do, and so on. And they probably said, yeah, go for it. And then when he did it, he realized he's screwed. He's going to go to jail. He's going to go to prison. He's probably going to spend a lifetime in there, or he's probably going to get a death penalty. So he took the easy way out, and he turned the gun on himself. And I honestly pray. I want to pray for his family as well, because they probably, if he has any family, that's not mean or anything, but I don't know if he still has family living. But I do pray for them that they get answers, because I'm sure he was never like this. I'm sure something happened to him to make him become this, or he always been like this. He just finally got tired of keeping it to himself and he let it all out. You know, we will not know, probably not anytime soon, but you know, I really do hope that his family gets some sort of answers that they need. And I hope everybody, you know, who's been injured, who lost a friend and family, I hope they get some closure and some peace with this.
Okay, here we go. Don't mean to interrupt you.
That's fine.
Oh, this is testing it. Okay. This is testing. Okay,
That's
I'm
all right.
sorry.
No, that's fine. You're on top of it, and I like that. That's awesome.
Put your blue strip on.
But
Put your blue strip on.
Huh?
Put your blue strip on.
I don't know how to do that.
That green, that toolbox thing I showed you in the green circle.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I gotta bring that up.
So people know who you are.
I don't see a toolbox.
It's on the left-hand side.
Yeah. I just see.
It's underneath a blue Q&A. So a green circle with a almost like a lunchbox with a handle.
Yeah, that's not there. I see a hangout toolbox.
That's right. That's what it is. I call it a lunchbox. Just click on that. Your name's already in there. Just turn it on. At the very top one.
Oh, yep, I see it.
That's who she is. So, Trump's wife tweeted is, "My heart and prayers go out to the victims and families and loved ones." That was from Melina.
There we go. Do. All right. Sorry, I had to update it a little bit. Okay, so yeah, Julie. Apparently, from what they have found out so far, is that he actually did convert to Islam, Islamic or whatever you want to call it. They search for, yes, they do. I think they do. Honestly, the people who convert to Islamic and want to be in that terrorism group, per se, they do search for big giant events where there's a bunch of people. They know it's popular. They know a lot of people is going to be there, and then they go and forward that message, per se, to the Islamic people that they teamed up with, and then they wait for orders from them on when to do the attack, what kind of attack, and so forth.
The outcome for any Klingon interaction.
There's one.
I don't blame you, Julie. I'm terrified of going to Super Bowls and stuff like that. I try to stay at home and watch them from the TV or listen to it on the radio. I mean, it sucks that I can't go because it's scary to go because you don't know if it's going to happen or not. But you know what? I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially I'm a mother of 4. I just, my kids need me. Hey, shh. Bentley's sleeping, honey. You don't want to wake him up. So, are they still on a break there?
I'm just trying to get this thing back up again.
Oh, okay.
I had to refresh the screen. It was going in circles.
Oh, that's fine.
If you're just now tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a cover story on the shooting in Las Vegas, Nevada. What happened? last night at a country concert. So we ask you to keep the families and all families and friends and prayers. If you got families and friends, or there's the people got shot out there and got killed, or still terribly injured, please keep them in prayers.
All right, so we're about to have a special guest join us on video. Let me go and invite them, and I'll let him introduce himself. Let me add him really quick. All right. All right, I send the invite to him. Let's hope he accepts it. I'm waiting for a message on Facebook. This person contacted me, and she had said, hey, I know somebody who'll go live with you. And she gave me the email address, and she's still typing. So I'm just waiting to see what she has to say. I also wonder, you know, with this gentleman that did this crime, or anybody that commits a crime like this, I kind of wonder, you know, were they raised around stuff like this? Did they play games, or, you know, were they not raised at all and they were kind of left out in the open to raise themselves and they didn't know how to do it? You know, I wonder, you know, what's definitely led up for them to become such type person, you know.
I don't know.
Okay, Julie. That, or she's got her phone off and she needs time to kind of relax and calm herself from this situation. It's still fresh in everybody's mind. So I would wait till she contacts you back, give her some space. We don't want to pressure her, you know. But that's what I would suggest, is give her some time and, you know, text her, send her a text if you can, letting her know, you know, what we'd like to do and stuff, and tell her I hope she's okay, and we're here for her, you know. And if she doesn't want to go and do this, that's fine. I just want to make sure she's okay, and it's, you know, it's so fresh in her mind, so she's probably still freaking out.
Judge, she's probably going to have to get counseling.
A lot of those people might have to go to counseling. Okay, this person is playing a video game right now. They will get with us as soon as he's done. And I just asked if he was almost done. But I do want to find out what this person think of the situation, and I'm sure he's got questions and he wants to mention some stuff. You know, sorry, this person keeps texting me. Maybe they might have questions as well. If you guys, people who are watching this, if you guys have questions, definitely type them out in the chat, or if you got something you want to say and you want to be in a video to say what you want to say about the whole situation in Vegas, the guy converting to Islamic. If you guys want to get on video and stuff, you know, let us know your Hangouts email, and we'll definitely send you an invite to join us.
Right.
We're trying to keep
the page. I don't mean to interrupt you. I do apologize.
What's that?
There we go.
Okay, so do we have more information?
You're using the number of 515. And as you can tell, as the hours go by, that number continues to increase. We have not received any additional intelligence associated with the suspect. We have completed the search warrant in Mesquite. I am not aware of any derogatory information that we can utilize to furtherance of this investigation at this point, but we have just recovered items, and it will take a little while to evaluate that information. We have learned information of additional property in northern Nevada, and the FBI has responded to the location and will be serving a search warrant here shortly. We have completed the investigation at the room. We have collected all the items associated with the suspect, and we are in the recovery phase of that. The Mandalay Bay itself has gone back to service minus the 32nd floor, and they would like everybody advised that if they are separated from their hotel room, they have the ability to return to the hotel. Now, the location in question, the concert hall, we will be in a long process of body recovery out there and evidence recovery and evidence documentation. So you're going to have to ask the public's patience and as we bring information forward. It's a long, laborious process to identify the victims and reunite them with the family members to advise them of their situation. So we still have the families responding to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department headquarters in order to conduct a reunification of their family or friends. Eventually, in the next few hours, actually, I don't want to give you a skewed timeline, but approximately 1 p.m. we will request the family members to respond to the convention center area to utilize a larger space, and we could bring in the victim advocates to assist with the family members in the long term. Right now it's just temporary things associated.
We lost sound.
That's Crystal.
Okay, real quick, we have our special guest here. His camera's sideways, so he's sideways. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Do what?
Introduce yourself. Talk louder. I can't hear you.
I can barely hear you.
Your camera's sideways.
Insane Bro James.
All right, and what do you have to say about the whole situation?
Whole situation about what?
The Vegas situation, the whole shooting with Vegas.
What I think about it?
Yeah.
I think they need to take away guns. That's what I think about it. Until they start letting everybody have guns.
I don't mean to interrupt you all. The volume is back on this press release. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Well, they need to fix it. That's on them. Because they don't realize. I'm going to refresh this page real quick.
Okay. Insane Bro James, your video is sideways. You're not correct. You need to fix yourself there.
You're sideways too.
Members, but also and doctors that were
everybody's sideways
to save lives. And today is a very sad day for Nevada. It's a very sad day for Las Vegas. But if anything good came out of this is that I saw humanity. I saw our community come together. I saw strangers helping strangers and saving lives. And so I do want to say thank you to the sheriff and to Metro Police, to firefighters, the doctors, the nurses, and everybody who is working tirelessly to save lives at this precise moment. I know we're going to get through this and our city will be stronger. Thank you so much.
I'm Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson.
And on behalf of the Clark County DA's office, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody associated with this event. Two of my prosecutors, two of my young female prosecutors were actually at this concert close to the stage. And I've spoken to both of them this morning, and they're pretty rattled. They're pretty shaken up. This was a horrific event, to say the least. This is a classic WMD. This is a weapon and a man of mass destruction. What I'm pleased so much about is how this doesn't involve politics in the sense of Republican or Democrat. We are here. All of us are Nevadans, and I'm very proud to be present with the other leaders here because we're working together to get through this. Thank Sheriff Lombardo for your leadership in leading us through this terrible, terrible day. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Sheriff. I want to first off begin by thanking the Sheriff. I got down here 8 or 9 hours ago. There weren't many of us here 8 or 9 hours ago. There was just a handful immediately after this incident. But I can tell you that our first responders, both the fire men and women of the fire department and Metro, were on their way in when this all happened. We've got first responders that are literally covered in blood. As a result of this, there's a lot of victims have not been identified as of this point, but they have stepped up. It was a sole shooter. There is no further threat that we're aware of, no immediate threat. I want to assure everyone that's listening that here's our words that Las Vegas is safe. The men and women at Mandalay Bay and MGM Resort have been incredible in communicating and working with the sheriff's office.
Just send me another.
We can be taken care of, get back to the rooms, and that they all understand that we are safe. We are doing everything possible to protect all our tourists and our citizens in Clark County. That being said, the sheriff and I have set up a GoFundMe account that some of you might have seen. We have been inundated with phone calls and emails and text messages of people asking what they can do. A lot of family members that are going through an awful lot at this particular time. As the sheriff said, we have over 500 in our hospitals being treated, and we need to provide them with some sort of support. So we have done that, and I just can't say enough about the fine men and women that are our first responders here in Clark County and all of the cities and jurisdictions together. And I thank them all for that. We pledge your full resources in Clark County to assist the sheriff and the FBI in any way humanly possible. It will be at a service, and we ask for your prayers. God bless you.
I want to thank you all. I'm Mayor Carolyn Goodman of this great city, and absolutely mirror what Commissioner Sisolak had spoken to about the great response, rapid, thorough of our first responders and law enforcement. I spent part of last night and was late this morning with you all because I was over at UMC in the trauma unit, and it's been a very, very difficult time for us. And as we look forward to continuing what our great city does, we offer a safe place. This is a crazed lunatic full of hate. We don't know much about the background, but it's certainly not an extension of what we believe in, what everybody who lives here and works here and those who visit here want to see. This is something that was simply outrageous, uncalled for, and so many innocent people, young people, children, parents who've lost loved ones, and so many still suffering in the hospitals, gone through major surgery. We have some that were hit quite lightly with shrapnel as they were near the exits. It's been a hugely traumatic time for all of us and for our visitors who love country music, many of whom have come from the northern part of our states here and just really came here for a wonderful, safe time. We pride ourselves in our law enforcement. They are equal. They are so rapid to respond, so thorough in what they do, and our first responders are simply phenomenal. It is a city and a community.
All right, I'm gonna mute a second.
Everybody.
I want you to read down here at the bottom what it states right here. Can you see this? FBI's no link between shooter and terrorist group.
Either sometime later today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. Great concern. And we just know that the entire community, I have so many mayors and governors who have called me personally to express their support, help, and what we ask for is blood. It's the main thing right now, is that if our people want to do something and they are healthy, then please donate blood. We'll have plenty of banks available. Always call a hospital if you're unsure where to go. So thank you very much. And Madam Congresswoman, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step in front of you. Before me, Mayor, it's a pleasure to follow you. Well, thank you very much. I'm Dina Titus. I represent Nevada's District 1. It includes the fabulous Las Vegas Strip, including the Mandalay Bay, where this horrendous act took place. You know, so many times I welcome people to Las Vegas and all the excitement and entertainment and fun it has to offer. Never thought I'd be standing here trying to offer solace and my office assistance to victims of something like this that would happen. All through the night, we were briefed by law enforcement. I thank you, Sheriff, and your team for all that you did, and the first responders. Mainly, we were trying to stay out of the way because you don't want to turn a personal tragedy into a political event. Today, my office will be giving blood, as the mayor said. They appreciate your thoughts and prayers, but what they need is blood. We'll be open to do anything we can to assist. But, you know, I've just been hearing all these stories of heroism that occurred in the midst of this tragedy. You had off-duty police officers who were there just for the concert, for an evening of fun, who were able to help people get shelter and who were able to identify the location of the shooter. And just random strangers, a friend of some of my staff members who lives in the district, said they were running, being trampled. Somebody just opened a van door and pulled them inside for shelter and safety. That's the kind of people we have here in Las Vegas, who are willing to reach out and help one another. And so I thank all of our law enforcement. I thank the first responders, those in the hospitals where people are just in the halls, in the parking lot, trying to take care of so many. And please call on our office if there's any way we can be of assistance.
I'm Adam Laxalt, Nevada's Attorney General, and I want to echo what a lot of people have said today. I've been here since about 2 in the morning, and the job that Metro and our law enforcement and first responders have done is just absolutely remarkable. We've never been hit with such a tough situation in this city, and to see the poise and the pressure that they're able to perform under was truly astounding. I believe that we're always going to be able to get us out of these situations. Our law enforcement will be able to step up to the plate when we need them most. And of course, the city and our state will bounce back. Thank you very much.
Hey, I just want to add one more thing before we have the governor come up. I got to ask you to do something else. When you see one of these men or women wearing a badge, or members of our fire department, tell them thank you. Their actions save the lives of hundreds of people, not a dozen people, hundreds of people. This death count would have been many hundred more were it not for the brave work of every single one of these women. They used to be wearing a badge, members of our fire department, our first responders, our police department. So please, I encourage all of you watching, let's see you one. Appreciate that.
Get my phone.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Governor Brian Sandoval. I don't know if I have words to describe what we're going through and what these poor, unfortunate victims are going through. We're angry, we're grieving, we're confused, people are hurting. I want to thank the sheriff and responders. I just had an opportunity to visit some of the patients in the hospital, and it's unimaginable what people are going through. Okay, family members who are here and don't have anyone to reach out to. But the first responders and what they've done, they're finest out. They're finest out. And the way the sheriff and the Metropolitan Police Department have handled this event is unprecedented. The paramedics who came on the scene in basically what was a war zone those men, women, and kids. The healthcare professionals at the hospitals, the doctors who came from all over the valley to, and we don't understand. I'm sure we'll find out a little more when Metro continues to do its investigation. I do know for everybody watching, I want to thank the president, the other governors that have reached out to me to offer their help and assistance. We need blood. Anybody in Las Vegas area, locally, who could do that. But as we move on, we'll learn more. We're going to need this help. The nation's history. Fight through this. And pray for the families and for the victims. We have to rely on our faith in a time like this to get us through all of it. I couldn't be prouder of the way that Nevadans have responded to this, and what they, nurses and everyone else who's worked through the night to save lives. They've told me they've saved lives that if not for training. So again, Sheriff, thank you for the courage that you've shown. To the people that were at the conference, you see courage and compassion there. Rangers risking their own lives to help people. That really is highly. So again, there's a lot to learn from this despicable act that there's not much we can do, but we can learn. Care and concern. I'm really proud to be with everybody who's here, the mayor of the conference, our law enforcement. So God bless all of you. God bless, most importantly, the families, the victims, the mothers, the fathers, the sons, the daughters, the aunts, the uncles, cousins, nephews, nieces, and neighbors. For everybody who's watching, please stop for a moment and pause and say a prayer for them. Thank you.
I'll take questions here just shortly. We had the opportunity to have some of Nevada's delegation here today, and some are missing, but I don't want them slighted. They all out to me, Senator Heller, Senator Maskey, and Congresswoman Rosen. They all reached this tragedy and offered their assistance, so I don't want them slighted. We've just additionally, I have a chief of police next to me, and that's Chief Troy Tanner of the Mesquite PD. He has been instrumental in the assistance of his folks towards us to help us complete this investigation. So I think it's appropriate that he gets recognized for their effort. And then Greg Castle, he's just very humble. He's obviously the Clark County Fire Chief, and he likes to stand in the back. But where we are different in our jurisdiction as travels in comparison to other jurisdictions, we work very well with the fire department, and they did not.
All right, so they're still carrying on the press, but anybody got any thoughts about this?
And say, Bro James, what are your thoughts about this? What do you
I didn't mean to interrupt you. We've been waiting for that, and we wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I really don't have nothing to say because this is beginning to be too typical. I kind of expect it now. Everybody's always doing so. I don't think it had anything to do with terrorists or anything like that. They just like claiming that they accomplished something just to make themselves look good. And I already know that there's going to be a lot of people saying it's another false flag type of ordeal. that. So I just don't see the purpose anymore. It's, everybody's talking about end of the world by asteroids and comets, meteors, whatever. It seems like the end of the world is only coming because we're just wanting to kill each other for stupid reasons or no reason at all.
Well, one thing I don't understand where Yahoo News got their information statement. What was it again?
They were saying that the guy converted to Islamic and that's why he did what he did or something like that.
Is the Islamic group that was saying that just because they want to take claim to something they probably couldn't even really do themselves. Because you notice every time there's like a mass shooting or whatever, and a lot of people are killed or whatever, it's like a highly accomplished ordeal. The ISIS or the Islamic or anything like that always state and claim that, oh yeah, we was part of that, but they never provided any evidence. I mean, it's all
right.
I'm researching right now. They've never provided any evidence. They just said, "Oh yeah, he was part of us. He was a soldier months ago that converted," but they never provided any proof of that. They just said that's what it is.
Do you think they are saying that because he turned a gun on himself and he can't speak out on his own if he did or not? So they're saying
no. They're saying that so that way people could fear them, to make them think that they can infiltrate us and cause mass damage and stuff. When a lot of people that know it's really impossible. Why do you think North Korea ain't really attempting too much of anything? Like I said before, the only people we should ever be afraid of if we ever go to battle is only China and Russia. That can pretty much compete with us. Other than that, ISIS or anything like that, we could just tear them up. That's why they just made claims, but they never really actually do anything or provide evidence that they did anything. They just either make threats or when something just happened to happen, they're like, oh yeah, that was us.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about that one, Mr. Mitchell?
Well, I kind of agree with him. You hear all this stuff with North Korea going to do this, North Korea going to do that. They don't have a chance in hell. I'm sorry. They don't. And hi, little feller. They don't have a chance at all against America and other people that we got backing us up.
Yeah.
So if this is ISIS's deal or they're trying to claim something that they can't do or they can't get a job done, they have to hire an American person. If it's the case to do their dirty work, then they're scumbags.
Yeah, they can't do it themselves because they're chicken.
That's you.
Yeah, my phone's ringing.
They're chicken? Really? They're chicken? They're just plain out scared.
Yeah.
Hello? I'm sorry?
It's ISIS doing a prank call.
Yes, this is Crystal. Yes, this is Crystal. They hung up. Oh my gosh, I've been getting a lot of freaking stupid phone calls. Like people calling me and was like, "Oh, your name and your number has been randomly selected to get a little bit of money out of the $9,000 from the government." And I'm like, "You're a freaking scam." Click. Yeah, I don't do that.
We followed the story since we started, basically, and we brought James on here. We want to welcome you too, James, for being here. And if you want to continue to carry this on longer, your show.
I think we're going to end it for right now. And if we...
But what we need to do is, before I want not to interrupt you, let's take a table of rounds of closing thoughts. But go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Okay. So we'll come back live again later in the day as we get more updates. That way people who can't or don't watch the news, they can follow us and they can stay up to date with that if they really want to. But I think we should take a moment of silence and prayer for the people who's been deceased, who got deceased, who's been hurt, and just everybody, friends, family, everybody in Vegas and that has been involved. I think we need to pray for them and pray for the terrorist guy, pray for his family. That way they can, at least get answers, because I'm sure that they didn't even know what was going on with the guy. I mean, he was, 54 years old?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure
Really?
that they didn't know anything.
54-year-old is claimed to be a Islamic
64.
terrorist, a soldier.
64? 64-year-old.
Could have been just like going through some case of Alzheimer's or something. Could have been delusional. Could have had some illness that made him just do things they probably wouldn't randomly do.
What could have been about his marriage? What could have been about his marriage? It could have been, he didn't receive his pension no more or anything.
Yeah.
Well, see, one thing I know about soldiers, because I have two brothers that are ex-Marines and stuff like that. They're not like that, but in some cases, I know that when you're in the military, you go to war, you go to battle, you see a lot of stuff that you would never thought you see. And then in some cases, you are be by force or by just, a spontaneous reaction type decision. Sometimes you end up doing things you would probably never do. I mean, my brothers have told me some of the stuff that they experienced and the reason why they got out of the military. In a lot of cases, if you think about that, a lot of times people just, snap. If you pay attention to like a lot of these TV shows or whatever, like Walking Dead, since that's popular, you get all these good people that are naturally good people, but they go through so much and they lose so much and they've seen so much, they just snap.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of cases, I think a lot of these shootings, that's what it basically is. I'm trying to justify them for doing what they're doing, but I'm just saying, there's just, people just snap and they don't think clearly, and they just, that's why they always end up. And then I think at that point, all this killing and stuff, and they're, stuck in this rock and hard place where they realize what they done and they see everybody gunning for them. That's when they get to the point like, and that's when they kill themselves. Like, I have no choice now. I have to end it. Me, if I ever get to, I never will, but if I ever get to the point where I just want to kill myself or something, I'm not going to take a bunch of people along with me. And I think that's stupid, because they never did nothing to me.
Right.
I don't see the purpose in it, but that's just how a lot of people are. And in very extremely rare cases, I think some people do it for fame. Like, they want to go down in history, so they're going to do something stupid and something ironic or whatever, just to talk about fame and publicity. Even though I don't see why they even make the attempt, because they end up killing themselves, so they're not around to see what happens. So I think it's just all just stupid. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be a reason why people do it. It could be like, everyone has already previously saying it could be family issues, relationship issues. I honestly, at some point in time, think it could be just because of the the way society is, how everybody just, discriminate against each other, or they point fingers, place blame, something happens, oh, it's the gay people's fault. Oh, something happens, it's the black people's fault. Oh, something happens, it's the white supremacists. They just always placing blame on everybody and stuff. And it's like this world has actually gotten so negative. In some cases, people just can't think positive no more. Mm-hmm. And then it sucks for all the kids and stuff like that because they have to grow up. So imagine how we are making our potential future be. Now everybody's thinking the potential future is going to be all high advanced technology and all this is going to be good and all that's going to be worse than what it is now because we're raising our kids in a type of environment that they're going to get used to, and they're going to probably think one day that this is life. There's nothing positive that's going on. It's all negative, always blaming, it's always violence, always fighting and discrimination and false judgment. And there's all kinds of stuff.
I agree.
So, is that your closing thoughts?
Yep, that's my closing thoughts.
Well, I mean, I agree with what Insane Bro James has said. I agree.
So does Dominic.
Yeah. I agree with Dominic.
Dominic agrees. I mean, everybody says our kids are really. Do you got something to say? You want to tell everybody? Come here. They say our kids are our future. What people don't realize is what our future and our kids' future is becoming is what is happening now. And like you said, it's going to get worse. So our kids could become, since they're being raised in this poison environment like that, is that our kids could end up being one of those people who go and commit suicide or go out and kill up all these kinds of people, and that's what I fear because I don't want my kids to end up like either or. They deserve better. They should have a better, positive, happy future instead of what life is like now for all of us.
Well, my closing thoughts is, and I'm not going to disagree with Bones there at all. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think they should take the gun rights away, take the guns away. But if you take guns away, you're not going to be protected in America because you're not going to have nothing in your home to protect your family. But they should be more stricter and on the gun rights, I think. But they have this policy. You're supposed to get registered and go through the FBI and all this. So some way, somehow, this guy got these weapons. So I kind of agree with Bones a lot. They should take the guns away. But you got to, hopefully they won't come in your home and take your guns out that you've had for years.
Mm-hmm.
But this has been a sad morning, sad night last night in Las Vegas, ladies and gentlemen. And very heartbreaking. We do ask everybody, please say a prayer for the family. If you're in Vegas, around the Vegas area, near the Vegas, go give blood to the victims that need blood. We really appreciate y'all tuning in. Bones, can you tell us where people can find you at?
Bone Skull. My YouTube channel. It's pretty much easy, just Bone Skull. I'm the only one that's got Bone Skull, but Bone Skull is like my alternate character. So Bone Skull. I did have Insane Bro James, so it's basically like two channels into one channel. But I do basically I basically random stuff. I do, my opinions on products and stuff, and I do express my opinions on a situation like this. Very blunt, Sometimes people like it, sometimes people don't. But like I said, it's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, whether you like it or not. So,
exactly.
So
yeah, it's just Bone Skull. That's all it is.
So go check out Bone Skull's YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and share out. Give them support and love. You also can find us over at the Mitchell Family Reality Show TV. A lot of y'all know where. A lot of y'all may not, but we're on YouTube too. We've been there since 2011. We just hit 500 subscribers. I do want to thank all our subscribers for being supportive and enjoying their videos and their content. Crystal?
All right, so definitely go check their channels out, subscribe to them, help them out, and, you know, share any of my videos, share any of their videos, get the word out about all three of our channels. And I want to take a moment of silence, you know, for the people that have been, per se, killed, I guess. I can't think of a better appropriate word right now. But I do want to take a moment of silence for these people who were shot and killed. And if you guys out there want to fly your American flag, have staff for these people, because they did not deserve this. They were very innocent. They were all just having a good time at this festival concert thing, and they were minding their own business, enjoying each other's company, and they were also innocent. And they did not deserve this. So please definitely take a moment out of your day, pray for them and their family, and let's just have a moment of silence right now. All right, so we'll keep you guys up to date as we get them in the next live feed, whether it's later on tonight or tomorrow. If you guys would like that, definitely subscribe to my channel so you guys can get the notification that I am live. Hit that bell button. That way you're able to get the notifications. And so
I do have one thing I want to do before we do go.
Okay.
This is actually for all the fallen officers that lost their life in this shooting. So if we can have another moment of silence, it's all out of respect of the officers that got shot there, was on the at the concert off duty. So we're going to take this moment of silence for the officers too. And any other officers or rescue may have lost their lives. Details are still coming. So here we go. Hold on one second. Here we go.
I did the same thing. I hit none.
We thought he was out of danger. Airlines took a check. Tried so hard, and I think they tried so hard.
Did you lose it?
Come on.
Did you lose it?
No, it was the. All right, hold on.
Little man's over here farting on me.
I want to do this real quick. Hold on one second.
Okay. So while you do that, just remember, everybody, to enjoy your friends, your family, you know, whoever you spend time with, who's in your life, and enjoy it to the fullest you can, because life is definitely really short. Like I said earlier, you just don't know when you're going to go. You could walk out the door and drop to the ground, get shot or something. You just don't know.
It's like I was telling everybody who says the world's ending, I'm like, technically for certain people, the world's already ended.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, for everybody, the world can end today.
To add some fun to this little video, look at the cutest.
I'm not able to find one. I want to find a what do you call those? The bells or something.
The bells that they ring for the people who were killed in duty.
Yes.
Type that in the search thing. You might find something.
Okay.
James, do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, because WWE does it all the time. Yes, I'm a WWE fan.
James.
Oh, your buddy says hi, James. Dominic, your buddy says hi.
James.
Hey, Dominic, you want James to go get Bone Skull so you can say hi?
No.
Well, that was a little too short.
Yeah.
Really?
Hi, everybody.
Nope, that's not it.
My name's Bentley. He's getting fat. Look at this. He's getting a belly. Okay, sit down. Look, they're counting. They're counting. Look. He's watching an educational show right now. Kathleen and family. Yes, Dominic will be the next president after Trump. Anybody found it yet?
I guess we're not going to be able to find stuff like that like we want to, you know.
That's okay. What are you doing behind me, huh?
It's all right. So,
All right. Well, anybody else got anything to say before I say my closing thing here?
No, you're good.
James?
What?
Do you have anything else to say before I say my closing line?
Good enough.
I don't know if that was loud enough.
No, we heard it. Thank you. All right, everybody. So that is it for our live feed. If we get any updates, we'll definitely be starting another live feed. It could be tonight, it could be tomorrow. Just stay tuned for that. And remember, live life to the fullest because life is short and so am I. Bye. Say bye. Bye. Bye, y'all. Have a wonderful day.
Bye,
You're
Till next
sure?
time.
Later, guys.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.